What's going on, guys? It's Imperial 40K here today, and I got a quick update for you. If you're noticing the quality might be a bit better, maybe a bit worse, I'm using my phone camera. It's a Galaxy S5, so I just thought maybe it'd be better than my regular camera. Maybe it'll just stop the shakiness that I know you guys get really annoyed about. Anyway, today's video is going to be about terrain. This terrain video, I plan on making some trenches. So probably I'll show you throughout the video, but it's probably gonna, I don't know, I'll try to get a thumbnail that you guys can see before you look in the video of what the end result is, and that's pretty well what it's going to look like. Well, I'll run you through it with the video. Just before we start, a quick update with the channel. I'm going to try upload on Saturdays, so that it's Saturdays or Sundays, I'm not too sure yet, but I'm just going to try to do once a week on a Saturday or Sunday until I feel, you know, like I've got more content to upload. And it should come out, so then all my UK and US viewers should get it the day before, so they should still get it on the weekend or something like that. So I might do it Sunday. We'll see how we go. But yeah, so that's what I plan on doing with the channel. Probably once a week uploads on probably Sunday, maybe Saturday. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'm just going to quickly run you through what you need before we start. So first of all, you're going to need yourself a tape measure. Doesn't have to be inches, it can be millimeters. I'll show you how to use that. A knife, I have a Stanley knife. You can get scissors if you want. It just anything that kind of cuts cardboard like this. This is the next thing you need. You don't necessarily need a big piece of cardboard like this. Like you could just get some boxes like that and just cut it out to the size you want. But today I got this from work and it's just going to help me out a lot more. So on top of that, you're going to need a pen to mark out where all your measurements are, and some glue. Now I just got this Tarzan all-purpose glue. I'm pretty sure I used it on all these and they're still holding here today, and they're over a year old, so my builds are pretty good. I'm not sure if it's the glue or, you know, my structure of doing it, but anyway, it works. So I'm going to show you how I do my terrain. It's the first time I'm doing trenches, so it's going to be a learning curve for both of us. And that's pretty much it for the intro, guys. I'll see you in a minute when I get it all set up. Alright guys, I'm back. I've just done the first part. As you can see, I've taken that big ass piece down there. I've just cut out what I need. What I've cut is I've cut a foot, which is 12 inches, up and down, and then about the same 12 inches, a little bit more just in case I needed it along that way. So about 12 and a half sideways or up and down, whatever you want to look at it as. But basically, now I've gone through and I've picked 12 inches because I just had a look at it on the board. It suits my table well. I'm thinking of doing, I'll show you how it's all going to work as the video comes together. But I'm thinking 12 inches, not too much more. You know, I think that's about right. You can't get, you could even go smaller than 12 inches. I was thinking maybe 10 or 8, but I was going to go 12 because I want it to cover the board pretty well. Anyway, and oh yeah, and as well, I kind of want, if I can, to have a whole squad in one or very spread out in one. Like so, 12 inches gives you good flexibility. Anyway, so what I've done with my measurements here is, first of all, you should have a ruler. I forgot to mention that. You need a ruler. If you don't have a tape measure, you can use the ruler to measure. It will be harder on the longer measurements, but on the shorter measurements, it should be easier. So I measured this, and you can't really see, but it's about 7 or 8 mils, alright, which, you know, 10 mils to a centimeter. Anyway, so I want about this. If you can see these lines here, this is this middle path. This is where the guy's going to be sitting in the trench. If you don't have an inch measurement, it's pretty much 2.5 centimeters. 2.54 centimeters is the exact amount of centimeters to a mil. I mean an inch, sorry. And so I've pretty much gone just 2.5. There will be, I've left myself a little bit of extra space. We've gone a bit over 2.5. And what I've done here is, because it's 8 mil for the thickness, what's going to happen is the wall's going to be running along these outside lines, like my ruler is now. And what I've done is I've done 10 centimeters each side, because you're going to want a couple mil for it to sit in. I'll show you on as we go through the video, but it doesn't look as good. Like, you're going to need a little bit of overhang like this building here. See how it's got that little bit of overhang on that floorboard there, just to help it stabilize, and it looks better. You can't see the works, unlike it'll look like if you can see that little front part there, how that works out. Doesn't look as good. So anyway, I'll run you through it, but that's my way of measuring. The wall's going to sit either side like this, and I'll go ahead and cut that out and measure up some walls. Walls is really just up to your discretion, guys, so I'll show you that when I get to it and why I did that. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute to show you more. Alright guys, we're back, and this part I'm going to show you how high you want your wall and how you're going to measure it out and all the good stuff. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to get all the units that are going to be sitting in this trench from your army, just one of each, just to see how they size up. Okay, so I'm going to be using a Space Marine, Scout Space Marine, and Imperial Guard. It's just regular soldier. So all these, all these models are pretty much going to be the ones that I'm going to be wanting to stick in the trench. So I'm going to want to fit the trench around these models. So basically what I've done, almost dropped that. What I've done is I've just gone up and sized up how far it is from the model to the gun. Sorry, the floor to the gun. So it's about 2 centimeters, maybe just over, to the gun. It's about 2 centimeters for the Scout, and it's about just over 2 centimeters for the Guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a guideline for my wall. So what I've done here for my wall is I've done, first of all, you mark out 8mm. Alright, or whatever the thickness is of your cardboard. This thickness of the cardboard is 8mm. Alright, so what I've done is I've measured out 8mm. I'll show you how it comes into play later. It's going to act, I've used this on my buildings, the way I build them. It makes them a lot more structured than just getting 2 pieces and gluing them together. They'll fall apart. Alright, so get 8mm, draw a guideline. Alright, then on top of that guideline, from this to there is 2 centimeters. Like I said, I measured out, it's about 2 centimeters for all these guys. You don't want just a trench where it's really high and all you can see is your model's head sticking out. Like, it just doesn't look cinematic enough for me. So I always try and try and make their gun look sticking out or something. I'm not sure if, I think they do it by the head where you shoot from, but anyway. So I've just drawn that as a guideline. Now this is where your artistic talents come into play, because you don't really just want to cut it at that 2.8 centimeter line and just have a really straight looking trench. It's not going to look that great. So what I've done is I've just used that as my guideline and gone along it and just done little, nooks and crannies, scribbles everywhere, just to show how I want my trench to turn out. I want it to look like it's been battle hardened, like it's been hit by mortars, like it's been shot up a bit. I don't want it to look just like it's fresh out of the box. Alright? Because, you can't really make a trench fresh out of the box. That's the point. Alright? So I've gone along, I've done all my little artistic work, and now I'm going to cut it out, and I'll come back and show you guys how I'm going to do it. I'll probably also cut out the supports, and I'll show you how I've done it. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I've just done this part. What I've done is I've cut out the wall the way I want it. I've gone up and you don't even have to measure this part. You just, for a size, let's say 12 feet, you want about 3 supports. Okay, so let's say for every 4 inches, you want 1 support. So the support can be as long as short as you want. I just wanted long, because I was thinking maybe 4, but I thought, no, I'll just have 2 long ones and a short little one to cover the middle. So basically what this is this little bit here, these bits sticking out, they're going to slot into this main piece. What we're going to do is we're going to cut out little sections of this the floor of the trench, and slot it in and glue it in. Now, it is very difficult to do this part. I have to admit, I had quite a bit of trouble. You've got to be really fragile to try and not to squish the cardboard, because then it'll lose its look as well as lose its structure, and it won't hold or last as long. And if you do want to do something like this, like what I did with this hole, because I'm going to have some guy shooting through it or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, it's very difficult to do things like this. Try not to go too close to the edge. I'd say leave 4 or 5 mil to the edge. Otherwise, you'll just start cutting and ruining it. And, I wouldn't go any closer than what I've done there. Okay, which is about 4 or 5 mil. Alright, otherwise it'll just start to brittle apart, and then you'll ruin it, and then you'll go, and you'll start yelling at yourself. Anyway, moving forward, what we're going to do now is, because we didn't measure it up, all we have to simply do is, they're both 12 inches long, you line them up along next to each other, and you just get a pen, and you mark out where you're going to need to cut this out. So I'm going to mark there, and there, and there, and there. So pretty much I'm going to mark that, and then from there I'm going to cut it out. But don't go ahead, wait till I show you in the next step how to cut it out, and you know how not to stuff it up. Alright, anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, so I've just cut that out. If I were you guys, I would not trust what I just said. I would actually give yourself about 5 mil, not 2 or 3 mil. It just, it cuts and it'll ruin your job, and I've really stuffed it up here. So I suggest you make it a bit wider when you start, guys, next time. I'm going to do that on my next one. It was pretty poor. But anyway, I still did it with this, so if you still want a thin trench, you can do it. It's just a lot difficult, and you might have to be gluing up some bits. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to glue this side on, and then you pretty much just do the same for the opposite side. You just repeat what we just learnt, and then you pretty much should have your trench. Anyway, guys, I'll be back in a sec. Guys, all done, finally finished. So I pretty much just got the second plate on. It's pretty much repeating the first step I showed you for the first line. Pretty much got another one on the back. Now the reason why I've done this is because, one, you want it to look like a trench, and two, you know, it can be helpful. You know, you can shoot from either side and still get a cover save. What I was thinking of doing maybe in a later video, maybe part 2 or something, is like little bunkers that connect all the trenches together, something like that. But we'll have to see how that comes along, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Comment, like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Comment if you want like me to do different videos differently. Say like have a bit of music in the background, or edit music in, like whatever you think would make the production quality a bit better. Or also comment if you think the camera is better. I won't know until I upload the video to see how good it is, but hopefully it is better, and I'll probably just use this in the future. But anyway, guys, this is me making my terrain video. Hope you'd enjoyed. Thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys later. This is Imperial 40K signing out.